We have Patrick Wiltshire here, our keen bird feeder and bird expert here at Birds and Bees, and Patrick is going to tell us a little bit about our new Peckish bird food range and some of the advantages of using these products. Afternoon, Patrick.
Afternoon, Paul. Yeah, I do. I love feeding birds and I love seeing birds, especially at this time of year. At this time of year, you've got bird broods, so you probably noticed yourself how there's fledglings in your garden and parent birds still feeding the fledglings. Now the new product range we have is perfect for this time of year, and I just want to describe you some of the contents that we have in the bird feeds that are perfect for bird families, and in particular the fledglings. First of all, we have this Peckish nesting and young bird seed mix. Now this is a seed mix that contains 9 different seeds. The good thing about that is that you're going to attract different birds that feed in different ways and have different dietary needs. In here you have kibbled sunflower hearts, and the sunflower hearts are perfect for finches. It's really nice to see green finches, charms of goldfinches come into your garden, and if you're lucky, siskins as well. And in this nesting and young bird seed mix, everything's kibbled, everything is either small in its entire form or it's been broken down. Now what that means is when the parent birds feed the fledglings, it means that the fledglings are not going to choke and it's not going to cause them undue stress. In this Peckish seed mix, we've added Calvita. Now what Calvita is, it's a vitamin mix that's added to the seeds. It means that the birds have got additional calcium, which is perfect for the strengthening of the bones and the growing up. It also means that it's got carotenoids in it. Now what carotenoids are vitamins that enhance the plumage, so enhance the colour, which is great for parent birds, and it's particularly good for male birds when they're courting in the spring. Other vitamins included include vitamin A, B and E and biotin, and this is all great. This is all great for bone health and for the development of the beaks and the bones within. So fantastic to have here, fantastic to put in a bird feeder or maybe on a ground feeder, and I'll explain about that in a minute. This ready to use Peckish complete feeder is excellent. What makes it excellent is that you can hang it straight on a tree, it's easy, and this has got 9 different seeds in it, and the 9 different seeds means it's going to attract, as I mentioned before, the different birds of the different families. So that's finches, tits and the insect eating birds such as dunnocks or maybe the flycatchers or warblers. As I mentioned, this is easy to hang up. It has the Calvita vitamin mix in as well, so you have the carotenoids, the calcium and also the vitamin A, B, E and biotin. And that's fantastic. Again, this is kibbled, so there's no danger of the birds choking on it. And for this time of year, finally, I want to mention these nourishing nuggets. These are a bit like fat balls, however they've been created so they're a little bit smaller. Now this is made of quality beef tallow. Now beef tallow is a fat that has a high melting point, and that means that when you put it in the bird feeders or on the ground feeders at this time of year, they're not going to crumble, they're not going to melt in the sun. Once fat balls start crumbling, it starts becoming messy at best, and at worst it can encourage disease, it can encourage vermin. So these are made with the beef tallows, and within you've got different tiny bits of seed, dairy, millet, again all fantastic things for young birds to eat and fledglings. And what's more, it's got mealworms in here as well for the insectivorous birds, as I was mentioning before, such as the flycatchers and such as the wagtails and such as the warblers as well. So that's great. For the nourishing nuggets, we have the perfect feeder, easy to hang up, and it's got the holes that are of a particular size, which means that there's birds can peck at them without taking too big chunks of the bird feed to make them choke. So that's perfect. And finally, I want to mention the fact that if you feed birds in different ways, that's really advantageous. For the complete feeder and for the nurturing nuggets mix feeder, you can hang them on trees, and that's going to attract a wide range of garden birds that like to feed from a height, such as the finches and such as the warblers. This ground feeder tray you would put on the ground or near to the ground, and because it's on strong sturdy legs that are roughly making it about 10 centimetres or 4 inches high, vermin can't get to the feed that you put on the tray, and it's just for the garden birds. So what that means is that the garden birds that like to feed from the ground, that's the thrushes, birds in the thrush family such as the robins, the dunnocks, the blackbirds, and if you look at the song and missile thrush as well, can really feed on there, and you'll be catering for the birds in the trees as well as on the ground. And because it's a plastic bottom, it's easy to clean. Remove the food from at night time, or evening, and that'll mean that you don't get a build up of food, encouraging disease to build up.
Okay, Patrick, that sounds brilliant. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Great, cheers.